Hey everybody, this is Allison from Allykatkreations. How are you? Trying to get enough of these videos in before things go out, but I think I managed to sell some things so that I can keep my internet and at least my lights on. Maybe we'll see. Yeah. So the last two videos I did, I went over the third and the sixth tablet, and then I did the first with the law of one. Today, I'm going to do tablet 2 and 4, which it's going to be good. So my friends, my hair is growing back. I have very long hair. It's naturally gray. Yes, naturally gray. And this is helping big time. So if you are looking for some alternative that's all organic, tastes great, you pop it in your mouth, it's not a pill, you suck on it, it tastes really, really good, please email me. They're amazing. I'm gonna get right into it because I'm excited. And it's this tablet 2 is very heavy. It's about the holes of Amenti. And 4 is really short. That's why I chose to do those two. Before I begin, I'm not going off on too much of a rant today. Please like, please subscribe to my channel if you have not done so already. It helps get this information out. And yes, there are a lot of people who have read the Law of One, the Keys of Enoch. I don't know how many people have tackled that book. Especially Emerald Tablets, the Enuma Elish, and other books that I do read, Awaspe as well. I'm putting my opinion and twist and perspective on it. So that information that as we go along, might be useful to somebody if it's not useful to you. Also, if anybody's interested in oracle readings, I do that too. I know a lot of people either or go for my oracle readings or they watch these, or if you have kids, just a reminder, I do have read alouds. They're short, they're good for the store if your kid's acting up, and it's not a video game, and they're normal books. They're not anything like this. Just putting that out there. Let's begin. So again, I'm going to start with Thoth first and then the commentary. And I'll break it up so that we understand each section. Deep in Earth's heart lie the halls of Amenti, far neath the islands of sunken Atlantis, halls of the dead and halls of the living, bathed in the fire of the infinite all. Far in a past time, lost in space, the children of light look down on the world. Sounds very much like a waspe. Seeing the children of men in their bondage, bound by the force that came from beyond. Knew they that only by freedom from bondage could man ever rise from the earth to the sun. that knew they that only by freedom from bondage could men ever rise from the earth to the sun. What is the world fighting for right now? Our freedom. What has the Law of One stated about the Orion group? And I'm not talking about all of Orion, because there's good groups from Orion. The Nebu, as Elena Denon would put it. What have they done? Infiltrated. And they're still trying to infiltrate. Mind control. Very huge. Stand up. I've been standing up. I did not comply. I'm not a part of tyranny. I don't partake in tyranny. And I love my friends. I really do. And I love the people who are in my vicinity trying to help me and want to take me out to eat. But I don't play into tyranny. There might be one or two restaurants, one or only two, that have not taken the SS Nazi papers. And others just don't check. That doesn't mean that when the cops come in, they're not going to arrest people. I can't afford bond. I can't afford, even though they let all these other criminals and crazy people out, I can't afford that. So I don't partake in that nonsense. I'd rather stay home and read. And not because I don't want to see my friends. There's principle behind it. And to all my Canadian viewers, keep up with those convoys, make those, men and women that are driving those trucks, get them food, because they're standing up for freedom, because that's what we all need to do. And we're no longer on the damn loop of reincarnation. We will eventually get to the logos, aka sun. Back to the book, I had to. Down they descended and created bodies, taking the semblance of man as their own. The masters of everything said after their forming, we are they who were formed from the space dust, partaking of life from the infinite all. Living in the world as children of men, and like and yet unlike the men of children. I have my thoughts about the Anunnaki and the Atlanteans, because I believe it's a mixture of all different races. Then for a dwelling place far neath the earth crust, blasted great spaces they by the power, spaces apart from the children of men, surrounded them by forces and power, shielded from harm they the holes of the dead. Side by side then placed they other spaces, filled them with life and with life from above. Starseeds. Builded they then the halls of Amenti, that they might dwell eternally there, living with life to eternity's end. 32 were there of the children, sons of light, who had come among men, seeking to free from the bondage of darkness those who were bounded by the force from beyond. Even they had issues with these dumb, gray, hive-minded, evil things. Trying to be nice. Deep in the halls of life grew a flower, flaming, expanding, driving backward the night. Place in the center a ray of great potence, life-giving, light-giving, filling with power all who came near it. Placed they around it thrones, 32, places for each of the children of light, placed for that they were bathed in the radiance, filled with the light from the eternal light. Now we're going to read the commentary. The halls of Amenti are particular among hidden spaces of the earth, and that they are not in this octave of material vibration, but are of a fold of space set aside from all other spaces. Like I've been saying about the densities, a lot of people don't realize this. We inhibit a sub density of 4. Most of us still live in between 3D and 4D, and the sub-octaves of higher 3 and lower 4, because we are shifting, ascending, shifting, moving up. And for the longest time, we aren't able to see Agartha or inner earth, whatever you want to call it. We are not able to see it with our 3D constructed eyes. Once, in theory, our DNA jumps up and activates more of the strains, we'll be able to visually see some of these things. But depends on your consciousness. Like I said, a lot of people perceive the earth as being round, spinning ball at 1,000 miles per hour. BS. And the fact of the matter is, you could argue flat earth, globe earth. I'm in the middle of that because I don't believe it's flat on the top, but there is dimensions and densities that we do not see as a fullness space, an octave in vibration, just like it says here. They have a direct connection with the positive and negative polarities of the Yerkima. They approximate location in relationship to the Earth is beneath Atlantis, but one has to move out of this space fold to enter. There are various places where this can be accomplished. Sulphur Springs, Oklahoma, Mount Shasta, California, Mictlan, South America, Shambhala, Tibet, Great Pyramid, Egypt, Black Forest, Germany, Benares, India, Atlas Mountains, Africa. The far past time is the first cycle, which is fixed in space, in past space-time, and is that particular period just after the negative descended on man and bound him in the material plane. Enuma Elish. The masters of that period, or children of light, formed their own bodies from the primal matter and imbued with life. Though these bodies had the same outward form as man, their interior structure was different, having sense organs usable only by a double unit of consciousness, male and female. They were not bound in the negative or disorder of man, and were therefore free to accomplish things the rest of mankind could not accomplish. Whereas the physical body of Thoth had to be renewed every 50 years, the primal body required renewing only once in 100 years. It was in the first cycle that the halls of Amenti were built by the children of light, who descended to this planet by the forces they controlled. They warped space and constructed Amenti and bound it to Earth. The dimensional walls around it protected it from entry by any except the higher consciousnesses. The great space was subdivided into other smaller spaces, and direct concentrations of force from the Yerkima were centered in them. There were 32 of these children of light on earth, having charge of the affairs of earth. Back to Thoth. Darker than darkness sat the great figure, dark with the darkness not of the night. Before it then paused the master, speaking the world that brings about life, saying, O master of darkness, guide of the way from life unto life. Before thee I bring a son of the morning. Son, not S-O-N, S-U-N. Touch him not either with the power of night. Call not his flame to the darkness of night. Know him and see him on one of our brothers. Lifted from the darkness into the light. Release thou his flame from its bondage. Free let it flame through the darkness of night. Raised then the hand of the figure. Forth came a flame that grew clear and bright, rolled back swiftly the curtain of darkness, unveiled the hall from the darkness of night. Then grew in the great space before me, flame after flame, from the veil of the night. Uncounted millions leaped therefore they before me, some flaming forth as flowers of fire. Others they were that shed a dim radiance, glowing but faintly from out of the night. Some there were that faded swiftly, others that grew from a small spark of light, each surrounded by the dim veil of darkness, yet flaming with light that could never be quenched. Coming and going like fireflies in springtime, filled they the space with light and life. Then spoke a voice mighty and solemn, saying, These are lights that are souls among men, growing and fading, existing forever, changing yet living through the death into life. When they have bloomed into flower, reached the zenith of growth in their life. Swiftly then said I, my veil of darkness, shrouding and changing to new life forms of life. Steadily upon throughout the ages, growing, expanding into yet greater flame, lighting the darkness with yet greater power, quenched yet unquenched by the veil of night. So grows the soul of man ever upward, quenched ye unquenched by the darkness of night. I, death, come, and yet I remain not, for life eternal exists in the all. Only an obstacle I in the pathway, quick to be conquered by the infinite light. Awaken, O flame that burns, ever inward. Flame forth and conquer the veil of the night. Then in the midst of the flames, in the darkness, grew there one that drove forth the night, flaming, expanding, ever brighter, until at last was nothing but light. Then spoke my guide, the voice of the master. See your own soul as it grows in the light. Free now forever from the Lord of the night. What do we need to be doing, guys? Forward he led me through many great spaces, filled with the mysteries of the children of light. Mysteries that man may never yet know of, until, too, he is a son of the light. Backward then he led me, into the light of the hall of the light. Knelt I then before the great masters, lords of all from the cycles above. Spoke he then with the words of great power, saying, Thou hast been made free of the halls of Amenti. Choose thou thy work among the children of men. Then spoke I, O great master, let me be a teacher of men, leading them onward and upward, until they too are lights among men, freed from the veil of the night that surrounds them, flaming with light, that shall shine among men. Spoke to me then the voice, go as ye will, so be it decreed. Master are ye of your destiny, free to take or reject at will. Take ye the power, take ye the wisdom, shine as a light among the children of men. Upward then led me the dweller dwelt. I am again among children of men, teaching and showing some of my wisdom, son of the light, a fire among men. Now again I tread the path downward, seeking the light in the darkness of night. Hold ye and keep ye preserved my record. Guide shall it be the children of men. Commentary. The Lord of Death is not one of the lords from the cycles above, but is of this cosmic cycle. He has charge of the action of death force upon the negative, which surrounds each spark of consciousness. That darkness, which is loss of consciousness or death, is called night. For in it, the consciousness loses memory of that which has been. He is told not to touch Thoth with loss of consciousness. Law of one, veil of forgetting. You reincarnate, you're born, your birth, you have no recollection of what you were and who you are from prior lifetimes, but you've lived, many of us, a whole hell of a lot. And we keep repeating and repeating and repeating and repeating and repeating and repeating and coming back, coming back, coming back. And yet we keep forgetting because free will is of 3D. And you need to learn your lessons. But each time you incarnate, you choose different lessons to learn. And if you didn't learn something from the last life, you're given an opportunity to do it again, maybe a little differently. Just my thoughts. The Lord of Death is told to me and recognize Thoth as a son of light, not to be held or touched by death. The hand of the Lord of Death is raised, sending forth flame, symbolical of the light concealed in the darkness of death. Light banishes the darkness. Thoth is shown uncounted millions of flames, each a soul manifesting on this plane. The brightness or dimness of the flame showed the degree of negative disorder in which they were abound. Beetlejuice, when they walk down the hall and they're looking through the different windows at different types of souls. The Lord of Death tells Thoth of the mysteries of life and death, explaining how the soul incarnates in a physical body, reaches the zenith of its growth, and then passes through change to leap forth again with greater light. Death comes, but only as a temporary thing. Life itself is immortal, existing from the beginning to the end. Always in the end, life and light must conquer death and darkness. Death desires that light, banish his power from even death came forth from light. Thoth is shown his own soul as it drives out the darkness and flames forth into full light. The guide then leads Thoth into other great spaces in Amenti and elsewhere, showing him mysteries revealed only to adepts. Among others, he was shown the inner space of fourth dimension. Thoth was again brought before the lords, and by the lords who had first spoken to him was commanded to choose his work. Thoth of his own accord chooses to become a teacher, bringing souls from darkness into light. He is verified in his choice by the Lord and Commander to go forth and work as he has chosen. Thoth is led upward to earth, there fulfilling the choice he made. He closes with the statement now again, he goes to Amenti, leaving man for a time. Dark to light. What is society going through right now? A hailstorm of darkness. Death, destruction, a crumbling of everything in and around you. I'm going through that. Yet, we're given the opportunity right now to ascend without having to die. They're working with us. Now we're going to go to tablet 4. You could see bathing kitty right here. Tablet 4, the Spaceborn. I'm excited about this one. List ye, O man, to the voice of wisdom. List to the voice of Thoth-The-Atlantean. Freely I give to thee of my wisdom, gathered from the time and space of this cycle. Master of mysteries, son of the morning, living forever a child of the light, shining with brightness, star of the morning. Thoth, the teacher of men, is of all. Long time ago, I, in my childhood, lay 'neath the stars on long buried Atlantis, dreaming of mysteries far above men. Then in my heart grew there a great longing to conquer the pathway that led to the stars. Year after year, I sought after wisdom, seeking the knowledge, following the way, until at last my soul, in great travail, broke from its bondage and bounded away. Free was I from the bondage of earth men. Free from the body, I flashed through the night. Unlocked at last for me was the star space. Free was I from the bondage of night. Now to end of space sought I wisdom, far beyond knowledge of infinite men. Far into space, my soul traveled freely, into infinity's circle of light. Strange, beyond knowledge, were some of the planets, great and gigantic, beyond dreams of men. Yet found I law in all of its beauty, working through and among them, as here among men. Flashed forth my soul through infinity's beauty. Far through space I flew with my thoughts. Rested I there on a planet of beauty. Strains of harmony filled all the air. Shapes there were, moving in order, great and majestic as stars in the night. Mounting in harmony, ordered equilibrium, symbols of the cosmic, like unto law. Many the stars I pass in my journey, many the races of men on their worlds. Some reaching high as stars of the morning, some falling low in the blackness of night. Let's read the take on that. Thoth in this tablet gives some of his own experiences in his search for wisdom. He also gives a definite statement of his mastership. The breaking of his soul from bondage was the first projection of his consciousness. Through this developed power, Thoth was enabled to explore the mystery of space and time. He explored other planets and ultimately reached the inner circle of light, the first dimension. The planet of beauty was one of the 7 inner planets which surround the cosmic consciousness in the first dimension. The shapes moving in order were the globular bodies of illuminated ones. Thoth was able to go into all solar systems and see the different degrees of development reached on the planets closest to the furthermost from the sun. By men are designated those forms of life activated by consciousness. Through their forms were seldom that of earth men. The conquerors of ether were the dwellers of Antarians, the same race that had come to earth in the past ages. They had solved the secret of interplanetary travel ages ago, for they were the most enlightened ones of their solar system. Matter and form were theirs to command, and from the universal mother, they were able to create anything they desired. Thoth learned that man was universal, existing in every part of space and integral part of the cosmic consciousness. The form of man, so far as its materiality was concerned, was one with the basic matter of the stars. As planets revolve around their sun, so the material body of man revolves around the central sun, the soul. When one has freed his consciousness from the darkness of disorder, he becomes one of these masters who work upon the negative from outside. Man's body is formed from the primal substance, cosmic dust, and ether in which the planets float is also cosmic dust. Atoms, photons, neutrons. Each and all of them and this is Thoth. Each and all of them struggled upward, gaining the heights and plumbing the depths, moving at times in realms of brightness, living through darkness, gaining the light. Know, O man, that light is thine heritage. Know that darkness is only a veil. Sealed in thy heart is brightness eternal, waiting the moment of freedom to conquer, waiting to rend the veil of night. Some I found who had conquered the ether. Free of space were they, while yet they were men. Using the force that is the foundation of all things, far in space constructed they a planet, drawn by the force that flows through the all, condensing, concealing the ether into forms that grew as they willed. Outstripping in science, they, all of the races, mighty in wisdom, sons of the stars. Long time I paused watching their wisdom, saw them create from out of the ether cities gigantic of rose and gold. Anunnaki, formed forth from the primal element, based of all matter, the ether far flung. Far in the past, they had conquered the ether, freed themselves from the bondage of toil, formed in their mind only a picture, and swiftly created, it grew. Forth then, my soul sped throughout the cosmos, seeing ever new things and old, learning the man is truly space-born, a son of the sun, a child of the stars. Know ye, O man, whatever from ye inhibit, surely it is one with the stars. Thy bodies are nothing but planets, revolving around their central suns. When ye have gained the light of the wisdom, free shall ye be to shine in the ether, one of the suns that light outer darkness, one of the space-born grown into light. Just as the stars in time lose their brilliance, light passing from them into the great source. So, O man, they soul passes onward, leaving behind the darkness of night. Formed forth ye from the primal ether, filled with the brilliance that flows from the source. Bound by ether, coalesced among yet either in it flames until at last it is free. Lift up your flame from out of the darkness, fly from the night, and ye shall be free. Traveled I through the space-time, knowing my soul at last was free. Knowing that now might I pursue wisdom, until at last I passed to a plane hidden from knowledge. Known not to wisdom, extension beyond all that we know. Now, O man, when I had this knowing, happy my soul grew, for now I was free. Listen, ye spaceborn, list to my wisdom. Know ye not that ye too will be free? List ye again, O man, to my wisdom, that hearing ye too might live and be free. Not of the earth are ye earthly, but children of the infinite cosmic light. Know ye not, O man, of your heritage? Know ye not, are truly the light? Son of the great sun, when ye gain wisdom, truly aware of your kinship with light. Now to ye I give knowledge, freedom to walk in the path I have trodden, showing ye truly how by my striving I trod the path that leads to the stars. Hark ye, O man, and know of my bondage. Know how to free thyself from the toils. Out of the darkness shall ye rise upward, one with the light and one with the stars. Follow ye ever the path of wisdom. Only by this can ye rise from above. Ever man's destiny leads him onward into the curves of infinity's all. Know ye, O man, that all space is ordered. Only by the order are ye one with the all. Order and balance are the law of the cosmos. Follow, and ye shall be one with the all. He who would follow the pathway of wisdom, open must be to the flower of life, extending his consciousness out of the darkness, flowing through time and space in the all. Commentary. The solving of the mysteries of space gives that causes behind many manifestations of the law, which otherwise could not be understood. Thoth now knew that he could endlessly explore the gem of truth until, alas, he might pass into the cosmic cycle beyond this. Thoth was free because he now knew that truth is limitless. And now through eternity, he could pursue knowledge. Man is not truly of the earth or material, but in the final analysis is the divine fire itself. I find that to be extremely true. Thoth gives the key to the freedom of consciousness from the material, and this freedom opens the path to other worlds and planes. When this is once obtained, man is no longer bound, but is free. So up here. Only through knowledge comes the ability to rise from the earthly body and become one with the light. Astro body. As space is ordered and follows law, so men must also cause order to rise within his own being. Why we're being asked to raise the vibrations, to do your own damn research and think critically, and to open yourself up to possibilities that you weren't aware of. When this order and harmony of all parts of his being is perfect, then he no longer is bound to the material plane. And rising through his harmony with law, he can ascend to the cosmic plane. Soon we'll be outside of the firmament. In freeing the consciousness from the body, it is best to explain the solar plexus. the flower of life of the body, and send the life force flooding through it so that the body is vitalized in preparation for the consciousness to leave. Otherwise, the consciousness is reluctant to leave it. Then comes the shutting off of outside sensory impressions, which should be precluded by a short fast. After the silence induced by the will is complete, the consciousness should be centered in the pineal, and the image through thought or picture of the place you desire to go should be formed. Astral projection. Then an intense effort of will directed in the proper curves, and you are released from the body. Your light body goes bloop. The cosmic consciousness is literally speaking in the first dimension or plane, and its harmonies in order are such that man will still of the material cannot realize its perfect movement. The soul of man is a divine fire, a flame cast forth from the great fire, yet still one with it. Light in darkness is man, yet separate in power and order. The prayer is really a command and is for the purpose of establishing a harmony or a connection between the soul or consciousness and the cosmic consciousness. When man has fully freed his soul from bondage to the material, then he is no longer subject to disorder or negativity and can seek wisdom at the source of wisdom. Deep in the silence, first ye must linger, until at last ye are free from desire, free from the longing to speak in silence. Conquer by silence the bondage of words, abstaining from eating until he have conquered desire for food. That is bondage of soul. Then ye lie down in the darkness, close your eyes from the rays of the light. Center thy soul force in the place of thine consciousness, shaking free from the bonds of the night. Place in thy mind place the image thou desireth. Picture the place thou desire to see. Vibrate back and forth with that power. Loosen the soul from out of its night. Fiercely must thou shake with all of thy power, until at last thy soul shall be free. Mighty beyond words in the flame of the cosmic, hanging in planes unknown to man. Mighty and balanced, moving in order, music of harmonies. For beyond man, speaking with music, singing with color, flame from the beginning of eternity's all. Spark of the flame art thou, O my child, burning with color and living with music. List to the voice, and thou shalt be free. Consciousness free is fused with the cosmic, one with the order and law of all. Knew ye not, man, that out of the darkness light shall flame forth, a symbol of all? Pray ye this prayer for obtaining or wisdom. Pray for the coming of light to all. Mighty spirit of light that shines through the cosmos, draw my flame closer in harmony to thee. Lift up my fire from out of the darkness, magnet of fire that is one with the all. Lift my soul, thou mighty and potent, child of the light, turn not away. Draw me in power to melt in thy furnace, one with all things and all things in one. Fire of the life strain, and one with the brain. When ye had freed thy soul from its bondage, know that the darkness is gone. Ever through space ye might seek wisdom, bound not by fetters forged in the flesh. Onward and upward into the morning, free flash, O soul, to the realms of light. Moving through in order, move through in harmony. Freely shalt move with the children of light. Seek ye and know ye my key of wisdom. Thus, O men, shall surely be free. So that's a lot to take in. And it wasn't that long. But what I feel like that is talking about is your astral being, your light body. Because a lot of people have the ability to remote view, which I feel like that he was talking about, but also astral project. I only consciously was aware of one of my astral projections, and I was turned into a raven, and I was flying over a vast forest, just flying with another being, showing me around, but all through thought form. And I had this a very long time ago, and I still remember every moment of it like it happened the other day. It's pretty cool. But I did not force it. And when I tried to do it again, I'm being blocked because I know I'm being protected. I'm under a lot. And I don't want to, in my state of stress and not knowing what's going to happen, 3 days still sucks and we're still a part of it. And I have to wait until the vibration calms down. We all move up to try it again. But I think it's really cool. The space topic is huge with me, especially the starseed component and the wanderer component, because many of us are wanderers. Many of us are starseeds. Many of us have lived in Atlantis or Lemuria, or Mu. And then the cataclysms happen. Like, it looks like they're occurring now. But we're being saved and helped from above, from the benevolent forces. They don't want us to be wiped out again. They don't want the children of the light to be wiped out again. They're going to take the darkness and go bye-bye. Bye, evil evil people. Very evil. So I think it's very important that we understand that when we come into being, our memories are erased. We don't remember who we are, but now we're being given the opportunity to remember. This is my only life that in my conscious, because I'm consciously now, that I can remember past lives. But I've always been able to do that since I was a little kid. But there are many people now coming and telling me that they're starting to remember who they think they used to be, but don't even think about it. If you feel a specific connection to something and you don't know why, investigate it, look at different pictures, hear the music. If you're resonating with it, you most likely have lived a life in that time or in that period. Don't be afraid of it. There's nothing wrong with that. And it might be something that is evil. You might have been a part of the evil. You might have been the sacrifice. That's why this life is very tough. If you want to do those past life regressions, you might have been in some shape or form a part of their satanic occult nonsense that we are eradicating off the earth as we speak. February 1st is Candlemas. They're not going to be able to do anything for that. And it's not to attack any of the pagan faiths. None of that. There are people who do very heinous and evil things, from the baddies, because they're being influenced to the negative polarity. And we must understand that people who have done the very evilest and heinous things, we still have to send them love and light. Does that mean you interact with these people? No. But forgive them, for they know not. And many people are still brainwashed and still receiving the negative telepathy, the programming. They're still watching certain things. They're getting triggered. They're still not seeing things for what they actually are. They're looking within the matrix and not stepping outside of the matrix. And even though we all belong to the matrix, if you watch the movie, it's telling you to step out. And in order for all of us to get there, because we all want to be together, I would hope, we need to shift the mind frame and the consciousness. We need to go within, and then we need to spread that light. And it's very important that we do it now. You don't have to be spiritual in any essence of a way to send somebody love. You don't. There are people making a difference in this world right now. And like all my other videos of recent, what are you going to contribute to the new world? I know that I've lost my main purpose. Like, what is my sole purpose? What is my purpose here? What am I supposed to be doing here? I'm doing it, but it's not helping me put food in my stomach, and I'm barely eating. I eat once a day. I lost a lot of weight. I have a lot of issues going on. There's a lot of things going on that are trying to take these light workers down. But each and every day, I try to fall asleep to mantras. I try to do guided meditations to help my subconscious break this hive nonsense going on, because it's Satan's world. And it's bad where I am. It's really bad here. I'm praying for everybody going through my situation. I'm praying for those who are very close, to my situation. If you're interested in knowing what's going on outside of like the mainstream, please, I'm linking my Telegram channels. I have a chit chat and a channel. A chit chat, you're free to post as long as it's not spam, anything you want, helping out other people, because I have a lot of people from different countries that watch just these videos, but are unaware what's going on in America. A lot of people have no idea that there is a 500,000 people convoy blocking, going to Ottawa, blocking the border to the United States, and the United States truckers are also meeting them up in that area. Georgia, South Carolina, in upstate New York, we have people up there blocking the border because this nonsense has to stop. No matter, again, what side you're on, it has nothing to do with a virus anymore. It has everything to do with your freedom. That's what they're trying to take away. If it was that serious, we'd be living in the Outbreak movie, 1994 Outbreak, with oxygen radiation suits. They lied about everything. And this is why I'm reading the Law of One putting it into context, reading the Emerald Tablets, reading the Keys of Enoch and Awaspe, the Enuma Elish, and many other books, because it's very imperative that you understand this isn't just something that happened now. This has been repeated on a repeated cycle over and over and over again throughout history. And we're at that time where the Atlanteans were. We're moving up into the next crux of where we should have been at their time. They destroyed themselves with nuclear power. They destroyed themselves. Not all were destroyed, but a lot of them had to flee. A lot of them had to go to different places that didn't flood. Well, what is it looking like right now? Past is repeating itself, but we need to make a difference now to make a change. We are the star people. We are the star people. And it's time for us to rise. It's time for us to stand free in our sovereignty. So the next time I'll be doing the other tablets, reading the rest of them, putting some context to them. I really hope that you enjoyed the 2 and the 4th tablet. Although it's a little short, a lot needs to be taken in and absorbed. Know that things will be okay. We are in the Truman Show right now, waiting for things to happen. Please hold out hope. I sure am, because that's all I have right now. And I don't have much time left doing videos. I'm hoping that I do. I'm hoping that I'm putting the energy out there. I'm asking Creator. I'm asking for major miracles and help, because I sure damn need it. And it's very uncomfortable doing that. But I got a little kitty here to feed. I got another one that never likes to pop on the videos. He's shy. But I'm praying that life gets better for all of us. And remember to take the greed out of everything. Everybody right now is talking about gains and crypto and things that just spell greed. Is life about greed, or is that a 3D material thing? Yes, we would all like to have abundance, but what do you make of abundance when you're falling right back into the greed system? We should all be able to be provided for, especially futuristic stuff that is coming. It's not right what happened to all of us. And Thoth, this is a little bit of an outweigh source to look outside of yourselves and know that there's much more to this physical thing that you call an avatar. Be mindful of that. Sending each and every one of you love and light. I hope you have an amazing week. East Coast, try to get to the store now. Tomorrow morning, we might be hit with hurricane, blizzard, tornado, snow-nado, hurricane, blizzard. It might come and it might hit, it might not, but like hunker down and be prepared. I hope I have power. Just saying. I have enough blankets and things to be okay, but my goodness. Guys, remember to like and share. If that resonates with you, at least subscribe. Please just like. It doesn't harm anything to like a video. Please like if you're watching. It helps me out. It helps us get out further into the universe. It helps me gain people that could possibly get me a job. If you're somebody who has something I could do, like promote something, I could promote your products, I'm here. I am here. Okay? I need work. I'm trying, but I ran out of epoxy. I can't make creations right now. Sad about that. All right. I'm going to stop talking. Have a great night, guys. Good morning. Good day for wherever you are at. Please help me out as much as you possibly can, even if that's just a prayer. All my information will be down below in the description box. Sending you all love and light.